I own your soul.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to my review for The Secret World of Arrietty, a new Studio Ghibli film. Of course, the makers of so many great anime films like Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle, Castle in the Sky, another castle movie, freaking castles, Ponyo, Spirited Away, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, Kiki's Delivery Service, My Neighbor Totoro, blah 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 blah. There's a couple more, but they made so many great anime films. Me, particularly, I don't really care for anime, but when it's a Studio Ghibli film, to me it just doesn't feel like traditional or stereotypical anime. It really doesn't. It feels like a real animated motion picture event. And I couldn't wait to see this one. I was so happy my theater actually got it in their theater. So I wanted to go see it. Let's talk about it. Now, The Secret World of Arrietty is actually based on a book called The Borrowers, which is about a bunch of small people, about this big, and a bunch of big people. And the small people steal little things from the big people, or medium-sized things for them, because they're small. And like something small for us would be like this, our size, but for them it would be like this or something, you know. Just breaking that down. Anyway. So it's pretty much the same plot here. I mean, it's not called The Borrowers, but it's about a little girl, I mean, very little girl, named Arrietty, who's like 14 years old or something like that, I don't know. And her parents, they don't really have names, just her parents, mom, dad. And she's voiced by Arrietty, is voiced by Bridget Medler, I think. And the parents are voiced by Amy Poehler and Will Arnett. And she lives in this little house right below this big house, of course, you need that, and she goes around stealing things, you know, taking things from people, borrowing them, like little pieces of sugar, tissues, used condoms, you know, whatever. That's gross. I hope there's no kids watching this review. Why are kids watching a review? That's lame. Go play outside. Well, it's dark right now. Don't go play outside. There's bad people outside. I'm a good person. I go into a theater for kids by myself with a jacket. Anyway, yeah, and she gets found out by a human, played by David Henry. I think the character's name is Sean, and he's voiced by David Henry, who is like a Disney kid, I don't know. And of course they grow a relationship, not that kind of relationship, like they become friends and stuff, and bad stuff happens and they have to move away, the little borrowers, because if they get seen by a human, they have to go away because bad things will happen. So that's really where the story leaves off. This movie is fantastic, it really is. First of all, Studio Ghibli always knows how to make very, very, very emotional scenes, very good characters, and they definitely do it here. There's some side plots here and there, like the main character, besides Arrietty, Sean has like a heart disease, and you actually really do care for the kid, even though he's voice acted decently, but you do feel it for the kid because he doesn't really have many people to look up to, and he meets these little small people that he just wants to take care of pretty much because he's always been taking care of himself. He wanted to take care of some little things. You really do feel you feel bad for the kid because he really is sick and he's like has some heart disease or something. They explain it in the movie, and you do feel for him. Arrietty, the small little girl, she's very small, and she's a really good character, I guess. I don't know. She's just a little girl, pretty much. She's a 14-year-old girl. She's rebellious. She does things she's not supposed to, whatever. And the father and the mother, of course, played by Will Arnett and Amy Poehler, they're all great. You know, they do what they have to do. You know, Will Arnett's the tough father, and Amy Poehler's the mother. You know those kind of mothers. Oh, I need to fix stuff and act wacky. And I really like all the characters in this film. I really do. The animation is gorgeous in this film. It really is. Ooh, I'm getting emotional. Oh God, oh, small people. Oh God. Anyway, the animation is really gorgeous in this film. I mean, it's all 2D, traditional hand-drawn stuff, just like any other Studio Ghibli film. Of course, there's like some parts here and there that are CG, but for the most part, it's all hand-drawn and it all looks amazing. It really does. Now, there is some problems I have with the film, okay? The story is fantastic, don't get me wrong. It's a really good story, very original. I know it's based on a book, but still. pretty damn original. But there's some parts where it's a little bit too dialogue friendly, and the dialogue at points gets a little cheesy, but for the most part there is really good dialogue besides that. The voice acting, the voice acting can be really good at times and really Amy Poehler and Will Arnett, they do a good job. David Henry, who plays the Sean character, does a good job. And Bridget Medler, I think her name is, who plays Arrietty, does a good job too. But there's times here and there where they slip and they deliver lines poorly. Everybody, actually, not just them. Not just like the young actors, also Amy Poehler and Will Arnett. There's parts where the animation is fantastic, but there's parts where just a character goes like this. I don't need to see them nod, okay? And there's a lot of shots where they just nod and stuff, and that gets annoying. But for the most part, it's a very entertaining film. It's a, I wouldn't even say adventure, because it's really just set around a house. It's not like Howl's Moving Castle where there's shit going on everywhere. Oh, I used bad words, sorry. You know, it's not like a huge adventure, but it's a really nice family-friendly film that I really enjoyed. I thought it was great. I'm going to give The Secret World of Arrietty a 37 out of a 40. I definitely think you should go check it out. Still a great Studio Ghibli film. Amazing film. I really loved it. So anyway, there you go. There's my review for The Secret World of Arrietty. Thank you and goodbye.